all of the taste buds that are important for coffee are in the back of your mouth. Oh, just for me?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Yeah. Okay. I'm a jokester, but I meant no joke by that, you know? I mean, that might be the best coffee I'll ever have, but it's very pricey, just so you know. I'm gonna smell it. It's from Colombia. I haven't seen you since I went to the expo, right?
Yeah, expo, I was
Yeah.
there.
You went?
Yeah.
Oh.
Second day.
Okay. On Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday.
Nice. Did you like it? I went to a coffee farm last weekend in California, and I was eating the cherries, and part of the reason why it's hard to get cascara is because of the effects that it does to you. It's in a way, it's kind of like kombucha, where it like makes your mouth tingle and stuff. So I ate 4 cherries, and my tongue was just numb afterwards. Yeah.
Kind of cool, but.
Yeah.
Kind of cool.
But I didn't want my tongue to be numb for very long.
Yeah.
You want to smell it?
Yes.
The grounds and the best parts.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I don't know if you've had this. Have you guys had this one before?
I think I've had
Okay.
this one. I got this one.
The one you got the bag for.
Yeah, the one I bought the bag for. Because, I'm very intrigued by the lemongrass.
No, I don't trust it because I don't know what's in it. I mean, you get 150 ppm, which is too high. I always tell people if they want to get it, put half or a quarter of it. But I make my own. I have it on my website, my recipe that I use, if you're ever curious. You can buy like lotus water drop or lotus drops, I think they're called. They're like pure magnesium, pure calcium. And you just put those drops in. And they have a really good calculator on Lotus's website. Okay, come smell. The second best part of coffee is smelling it before you drink it.
It's my favorite thing. I'm always like, okay.
Yeah.
This one I also see like brown corn and hydrangea. They have like a.
That's the one I was just talking about. That's the coffee. Yeah, we both got coriander notes in it.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, and then when.
First time I taste the coriander.
Yeah.
In the coffee.
What do you think of it?
I like it because
Yeah.
it's super sweet.
Yeah.
But I don't like cilantro, so that. But this coffee is fine for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Coriander's not. Yeah, coriander's not common in coffee, especially where it's grown there. You're not gonna pick up on coriander notes with every one of their coffees. But the Sidra can be a little different, which is why it's such a great variety. But definitely not coriander. Yeah, they told me the people I buy from that farm, they told me that depending on the day, if it's really humid out or if it's dry or there's a lot of rain the day before, they'll change their fermentation. So same coffee, but they might only do it, for 2 days, one day, and then the next day they'll do it for 3 days. They'll extend it another day because maybe it's too moist or humid out. There's a mountain, so it's the coastline, and then there's a mountain range right behind it, and it's grown right on that mountain range right there. So it gets hot during the day, and then the ocean breeze will cool it at night, which is actually great for coffee because you want the cherries to cool down at night because all the sugars will soak into the coffee beans at night. So that's what makes it very similar to growing conditions in Panama and Colombia at higher altitudes, because up there they have a lot of breeze. It cools down at night. It's not always just scorching hot. If you went lower in elevation, it's very humid. It's a lot more humid there. So that's why a lot of the best coffee is grown at higher elevation because it's not as humid. The air's a little bit drier. It is, right?
Yeah,
oh my God! Just wait till it cools down even more.
Yeah, definitely mandarin and lemongrass off the mint. They're top notes, right? So they're more effervescent. That's
Yeah.
what you get them at.
Yeah.
Sure.
You'll get them out on the aromas
For sure.
beginning, and then
Yeah.
Here?
Here?
Yeah. I roast down the street, so San Jose. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing about like soccer.
I meant no like joke. I'm a jokester, but I meant no joke by that. But I am here. You want me to make it for you?
No.
Oh, just for me?
Yeah, I want
Oh shoot. Okay.
I'm curious
Is there kind of an extra?
Yeah.
thing.
Oh yeah. For sure.
Out of all the leaves,
Yeah. Thank you. How's it going? How are you?
I really enjoyed the bag I got this last time.
Nice. I'm glad.
Can I try that Ethiopia
natural?
Yes, which one?
The anaerobic?
31 or 43?
No, the 43.
43? Yeah. The one on your left is the Hamasho, the 31. This is 31, and then this is 43.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. I mean, that might be the best coffee I'll ever have, but it's very pricey, just so you know. It's very expensive.
You know what? Today I'm rich.
Okay. Nice. So $60. I just want to be clear. Okay.
I heard nothing. My
Okay.
wife's not here. That's the important thing here.
All of the taste buds that are important for coffee are in the back of your mouth. Yeah. So it changes if you touch it with your tongue versus the back of your mouth. It's a completely different taste. The way it processes taste. So when you slurp it, you're sending it immediately to the back, and that's kind of what we're looking for. That's the acidity that we're looking for. The acidity in anything is from the back of our mouth. So if you ever eat like a lemon or something, if you put it on the tip of your tongue, it won't taste very sour or acidic. But as soon as you move it to the back of your mouth, it's going to be extremely acidic. It's because the back of your tongue is where you're processing all of that.
That's good to know.
Come smell. Have a good one.
Have you been recording? Am I finally gonna appear in your video?
You are. I don't know if you'll appear. It depends on the content. If it's good enough, then you appear.
Just cut it out.